Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, which I'm officially calling Life Psychology. I feel like it's been a whole year of going back and forth, like trying to figure out what would be the best fit for my videos, but I think I've decided on life psychology just because it kind of encapsulates everything that I like to talk about, which is like lifestyle, health and fitness, productivity, motivation. I like to talk about mind and behavior as well. Although it's not as science based, I still like to talk things about life in general and like the way that our mind works and how we can kind of manipulate our behavior to perform a certain way, because my goal is really just improvement in all aspects of my life. um, so I've decided on life psychology. I did i did finish my undergraduate in psychology, and now I'm working towards grad school, maybe a master's, maybe a doctorate, whichever one is in line with, my current goals and future. We'll see. So that's the reason why. But today I did want to talk about soaking in female power and divine feminine energy. I feel like this is something that I've been really trying to cultivate and nurture in my space, at home, in my mind, and outside as well. It's been a whole year of just being in and out of a relationship, I feel like. And so now this season of my life is just about going back to my roots, going back to um, being in tune with my emotions, with my feelings, with my goals, especially, and my career, just kind of tying the loose ends, because I feel like for the past couple years I've been pulled in many different directions because of things that are happening in my family, maybe my relationships, and then also dealing with my own insecurities, with how I look, with like financial insecurities, and like career wise, like being not being where I want to be at this point in time. Dealing with all of that, I feel like it was just a year of like learning who I really am, identifying what I really want out of life, and like setting goals for myself for the next couple of years to make sure that I'm in the direction that I want to go. Because yeah, like I said, I was just pulled in many different directions this year and the last year, 2024, and I just want to kind of get myself together and have that one-on-one conversation with myself to really figure out what I want, moving forward. So I intentionally wanted to do this like self isolation thing. That's what I've been trying to do this entire year. It's not super successful, but I feel like I did get what I needed out of it. I traveled a lot this year, but I feel like I still did a lot of self reflection when I was back home, just thinking and planning for the future instead of like distracting myself with so many different things. So yeah, I want to talk about how I kind of maintain this energy, just soaking up the female empowerment, um, energy with in terms of like my mindset and how I move and how I behave, how I talk and stuff like that. So these are the ways that I do to maintain that energy. So the first one that is like most not most important, but I think is very powerful, because this is something that is very routine, very like not intentional. It's the music that we listen to every day. So I think over the summer when I went to outside lands, um, I kind of discovered a lot more female artists. I went with a group of friends from high school, and I really got to know a lot more artists than I did before. I also went to Coachella, so that was an additional like experience of just trying to discover more artists. And in the process of that, I feel like I got to know more female artists. And for some reason, I feel like before, when I was in a relationship, I feel like I did subconsciously listen to a lot more male singers. But this time around, now that I am single and I'm focusing on myself and my career, I started listening more to female artists. And I feel like it just made me feel so confident that I can overcome any obstacles or challenges that's in my way. It's so empowering, especially when it's female artists that are intentional about what they write and what they sing, and the music overall, the art that they produce. So right now, my top artist in terms of kind of nurturing this feminine energy is Naika. I discovered her not too long ago, but she was actually, I was I was bound to know about her because over the summer or in the beginning of this year, I started listening to Tyla. She was blowing up, and I really like loved her melody, her music, her sound, and I started getting more into like Afro beats, house music, and stuff like that. And along the way, I discovered Naika. She's still a little bit of like a not an underground, but she's still working towards a bigger audience. And I'm just so glad that I was able to discover her music because she is so intentional about what she writes. And I feel like just her lyrics alone, it has so much gravity, it has so much power to change your mind subconsciously because once you read her music, her most recent releases, it's just focused on female empowerment, and that is exactly what I am looking for right now. And it's not just about the lyrics to her vision of her like her audience and what she wants to kind of deliver to her listeners is like so aesthetically pleasing. It's like right now she's catered more towards like yeah, like Afro beats and like house music, like things that music that you will hear by the beach at a club, and that's just like what I have been enjoying a lot recently. So I really recommend that you guys listen to her. I'm gonna go see her in LA next year, so I'm really excited because she's such a small artist right now that the price is like just so good. And yes, like I wish like the best for her, but I'm just glad that I was able to be this early in terms of like finding an artist that really is in tune with their emotions and really puts out the best with their work. So I'm really excited to see her. Another one obviously is Tyla, I mentioned. She has been kind of on and off. Like I feel like some of her music are still catered towards like male attention. The same way for Tate McRae. So I'm a little bit like I don't listen to them as much, but when I do want to feel upbeat and I want to listen to something pop, then I listen to them. But Naika is really that one artist that I listen to whenever I feel like the dark clouds, like I'm feeling insecure about myself. Like I'll listen to her and I immediately feel better because I know that like what she's saying and what I'm singing along with her are things that are it's just so reassuring for the soul. It's so good. You guys have to listen to her. And then another artist that I listen to here and there is Doja Cat. I saw her perform live at Outside Lands and I just fell in love with her. I almost cried with one of her music, with songs that she performed, which is so weird because, you know, she's very pop rap. But I still, like, that's how much I got, like, I really felt in tune, or I resonated with her music. So I listen to her whenever I feel like I'm upset and I just want to take my power back. That's Doja Cat. Anyway, those are some of the female artists that I listen to feel empowered. I do listen to Lana Del Rey also, but I feel like she caters a lot more of like the softer feelings, softer emotions, and when I want to feel my best, I usually cater to like people who are like more pop because obviously it's more upbeat, and slower songs really just make me feel lethargic and it puts me down more, so I try to stay away from it. But Lana Del Rey is also very good. So be careful of like the music that you listen to in your car, in your room, when you're studying, because all of those subconsciously seep into our subconscious, and little do you know, you start kind of reflecting it back in person, or your mind starts developing those patterns, and yeah, next thing you know, you're thinking a certain way, but that's only because you're listening to a certain type of music. Like if you had just gone to break if you had just broken up with someone, listening to sad music is definitely going to get you in your feels. So if you don't want to be in that stage anymore, you don't want to feel sad and sorry for yourself anymore, just listen to like empowering music, like pop rap, anything that's going to keep you going, anything that's going to get you out of your bed, out of your couch, and just start piecing your life together. That's a very important one. It's so subtle, but it's also very powerful. Next is I started creating a lot of Pinterest boards this year. I started doing vision boards in 2023 or 2024. That was when I graduated from college, and now I just continue doing it because, and I don't do it yearly anymore. I do it whenever I feel there's a shift in my energy and there's more things that I want, because I don't want to restrict myself to like putting up a vision board for the year and just being restricted or feeling restricted to following that certain path. But there's a lot of things that change throughout the year. There's a lot of, like, I have traveled so much, and a lot of my perspective and my mind has changed a lot about certain things. And so I feel that you need to do like a vision board every 3 months, every quarter, just to help really curate your goals that is most aligned with yourself, because in your 20s you just experience so much change because you're meeting new people, you're being exposed to different environments, and it really is a period of your life where you're doing so much exploration. And the most dangerous thing that you can do is to stay in one path, because your 20s are meant for you to discover who you really are and to build your identity in your 30s and your 40s. And this is the only time in your life where you can make as many mistakes as you can and still feel that there's still some room for you to change. And so it's really important to take this time, use its full advantage, and really get to know yourself. So create Pinterest mood boards whenever you feel that there are more things that you want in life, or you've changed your goal and there's a certain lifestyle you're going after now. It's not wrong for you to deviate or change your vision board for the year. It's all about following what your goals are, and those goals can easily change in a month, in a week. So don't feel restricted that you have to follow a certain path just because that's what you decided on in New Year's. Okay. um yeah, that was more for myself, but yeah. um Next thing that I really tried to do, really tried quotations, is staying in and isolating myself. So this didn't really happen because I was traveling so much this year. I said yes to so many trips, but I feel like the isolating part is true. So besides when I'm traveling, if I'm not traveling, I'm home and I am just doing my own thing, working out, doing groceries, following my routine. I don't really go out as much as I do when I'm traveling. When I'm home, I usually do stick to the same routine. Maybe I'll hang out with a couple of friends like once a month, but I don't do as much hanging out compared to when I'm outside of the country traveling. So I feel like get I did do a lot of like self isolating this year, so that's good. And yeah, I think that I didn't want to self isolate to the point that I am feeling like I can't do anything and I'm missing out on a lot of things, because like I said, that your 20s are meant for you to um, evolve and really get to know your identity, build your identity. So I didn't want to restrict myself from that. And there's also, I'm restricted with time because I want to go back to grad school as soon as I can. And these things that I'm doing right now are so I'm giving myself the chance to travel now while I still have the time, and, focus on my studies later on. So that is my logic. Everyone's goals are different, so please don't compare or don't feel like I'm doing something wrong. Um, you're entitled to your own opinion, and this is something that I've struggled for a really long time. It's like staying true to myself and being authentic to who I really am, and comparing myself to other people is something that I really had to be like I have to consciously practice to not compare myself to other people, just because the entire year, the the, the year prior has just been kind of giving myself away for other people. um so that is why one of my goals for 2025 is to isolate myself and really get to know what I want in life without any other influences from maybe family members or romantic partners or friends, and feeling the need, like feeling behind in life. So yeah, I think in that point I did do a lot of self isolating, which is really good, but I also spent half of the year just traveling, so I feel like that was still very successful. Um, Another thing is spending time with your girlfriends, more catered towards females, obviously, but um, I get so much more fulfillment when I hang out or spend time with my girlfriends rather than my male friends, just because we align so much in so many different ways. The activities that we want to do, the food that we like to eat, even though yes, there's variety and there's, we have our differences, but I feel like overall there's this shared womanhood of growing and striving to become better. And that is the kind of energy that I like to indulge myself in. If I feel like, okay, I haven't gone out in like 2 months, maybe I should try to meet up with my friends and check in with my friends and see what they're up to. So then I'll do that. And I think that it's just such a refresher to spend quality time with your girlfriends, not just out clubbing, but going out to a farmer's market in the morning, working out together, or seeing a museum together. Like those things are very important in terms of like resetting your energy if you feel like you've been kind of stagnant for a good couple of months. So it's a good refresher, and check in with your friends as much as you can, because when you're adults you just have so many responsibilities, and sometimes you forget that you are still young, and your friendship has not changed. It might have changed a little bit, but I feel like it's those friendships that, like, when you meet them, there it doesn't feel like you haven't been talking for months. It just feels like, hey, it was just like yesterday since I saw you. And I think that's those are like such good quality friendships. So don't forget to nurture your friendships as well, since it kind of gets lost in the sauce when you're so focused on your own responsibilities, paying your bills, and then meeting new people, like putting a lot of energy into your 9 to 5. So this is just a gentle reminder to um, also put in some time with your friends. And then next, these are more of the things that I kind of did while I was in like self isolating. I took care a lot of like my skin. I was focusing on, I guess, learning more about different skincare brands, learning about routines, what I can do at home, like the benefits of like icing your face maybe, or the benefits of like drinking lots of water, drinking hot lemon water in the morning when you wake up, like de-bloating and stuff like that. Learning about how to take care of your skin and what foods are full of like certain nutrients, collagen, that are good for your skin. Um, I have been, yeah, this entire year was just about learning those things and then kind of incorporating some of those into my routine, so I can really, I guess, feel good about myself, because your skin is the biggest organ of your body, and it's really important to be aware of what you put in it, especially with your clothes, what you're eating, and also what you're putting on at night and in the morning. So just be extra aware of the ingredients of the things that you're putting into your skin, because some of those are very toxic for the body, especially for us women. We are much more vulnerable to certain diseases and certain like health problems, because a lot of the products that are sold to us are not to our best interests. It's just for money grab. So just be careful and make sure that you're choosing products that are actually good for the skin and not just for the hype of everybody else using it. Um, Relating to skin, I also started learning more about fashion, which I've talked about in a couple of videos as well. I wanted to redo my fashion because I feel like for majority of my life I've always dressed as simple as I can because I was a practicing minimalist since I was in middle school. I feel like I really stuck to like neutral colors, but now I'm kind of experimenting a little bit more. I want to have more prints and designs and colors, little very subtle. I don't want to jump into a whole new different aesthetic just because I'm having this like quarter life crisis. Like I still want to stick true to what I have been doing because I know that that's what I enjoyed for a really long time, but I still want to grow and evolve my wardrobe. So this year I've been trying on different cuts. It's more about the silhouette that I have been changing up. The colors are still the same. I still stick to like grays, blacks, whites, and browns, but this time I'm adding maybe like more jewelry that has a pop of color, like gold and silver, mixed metals, and stuff like that. So that's really good. If you feel that you're just doom scrolling at home and you're self isolating and trying not to spend money and really trying to hone in and be more in tune with yourself, some of the things that you can do is just researching about ways to make yourself look better and represent yourself better in terms of style, fashion, and beauty. So, very important. And then when it comes to like my fitness, some of the things that I really stuck to, like routines and habits that I really have ingrained into my routine, is getting my 10K steps every day. This I don't accomplish every day, especially when it's like an office day because I work 10 hours and I just get so tired at the end of the day that I will settle with maybe 6 to 7K steps a day. So and then I make up with it during the 3 days that I'm off. So that's kind of like the trade off with my work schedule at this time. But obviously, like my goal is to be able to move my body every single day and not feel stationary or sedentary for long periods of time. So I'm glad that I have some accommodations in the office. Like I have a standing desk, and then we take breaks every 2 hours. So it's all great. Even though I'm not meeting my goals, I still make up for it for the days that I have the time to myself. So just hitting that 10K steps every day makes me feel productive and makes me feel good. Like I am actually sweating off and losing the calories that I'm eating. So that makes me feel good. And then just choosing a certain workout, whether it's Pilates, yoga, running, playing a sport, going to a gym, lifting, anything that fits with how your body, like anything that makes your body feel good. Just be more of an active listener with you and yourself because a lot of people there's that disconnect and they only follow what they see on social media. So try to get to know yourself, maybe go for a walk with no music and really be like think inside and think within like what is going to make myself feel better. Is it sweating really hard or is it doing some really like light stretches? Just listen to your body. That's always been my big mantra in life. um, Sleeping, very very important. 8 to 9 hours. I usually get 6 to 7, which is not good. I got this ring, the smart ring, recently, and hopefully this will improve my sleep. I feel like that's the only aspect of my fitness health goals that I'm really having a hard time fixing. Hydration is also another one, but it's not that much because I feel I'm in a good pace right now, average, but I could be better. But my sleep is really something that I'm really trying to lock in because if I'm not getting enough sleep, my skin's not going to look great. So it's all connected. So if you want to look your best, feel your best, take care of yourself, eat good foods, get enough sunlight, movement, sweat, drink a lot of water and nutritious foods. Really, that's all the secret to it to look better and to feel good. And then education wise, obviously, I am studying right now to go back to grad school. I'm preparing, doing a lot of extra stuff to get my CV to look the way that I want it to look, getting help help from other people as well, and just doing something that is also beneficial for my career and not just staying with my 9 to 5 job and being okay. That is, it's I'm very grateful to have this kind of job because it gives me the financial security that I need right now in my 20s. But obviously this is not a job that I want to stay in forever. I have bigger goals in life. I have bigger dreams that I want to pursue. And yeah, and given my schedule now, I want to make the most out of it by studying over the weekends instead of like doing things like more shopping or something like that, or like going out and stuff like that. Like choosing your battles, obviously, like you have so much time in your 20s. Time is your most powerful soldier, I would say. It's your best asset being in your 20s compared to other people who might have more experience, more knowledge about certain things. But in your 20s, you have so much time to invest your money, so much time to learn a new degree, to learn a new language, just to like rack up as many experiences as you can to be a well-rounded person as an adult, when you're 30s and 40s. So that's everything. I went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but thank you guys for listening, and I hope this was helpful for other girls who are trying to improve certain aspects of their life. Hopefully that was a little bit knowledgeable, but that was all for this video, and I'll continue making similar videos, so if you want to, you can subscribe to this channel. Anyway, okay, you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.